ช่วยกัน
ไม่เป็นไร
ลงไปมันเชื่อในตัวระบบไม่ได้มันเชื่อในนั้นมันเชื่อเอกจะไม่มีวันได้แต่ดูแอดมินแน่นอน
นักเรียนเข้ามาแล้วช่วยพิมพ์รายงานตัวด้วยนะครับรายงานตัวนะครับแล้วเดี๋ยวมาสเตอร์กำลังสร้างเช็คชื่อใน Google Form รอนิดนึงนะครับไปส่งผ่านหัวหน้านะครับ
เดี๋ยวลงชื่อไว้ให้ถ่ายพี่ตุ๊กอ่ะ
Yes.
Yeah. You can start now.
I never know.
Yes. Live streaming.
The best.
And see the student 30.
30 students. Let's wait a little bit.
ชื่อนี้ต้องระวังนะ
Oh, sorry. Meow.
Alright, thanks. I don't think I need that anyway. Just in case.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Oh. Okay.
เอาพี่เชี่ยวพี่สอนเหรอไม่มีเอาแอดมินเลยพี่เชิญนะ
So we'll just wait a minute for the others to join. A few more coming on now.
อะไรนะ
เปล่าครับมาเซอร์จะมาให้หนู
มาส่งงานให้เด็ก
You may tell the student if they can hear you type or chat number 1.
You can see the comments.
Yeah.
Okay then, so welcome back everyone. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Chat number 1.
Chat number 1.
อยากให้ไปอยู่ใน
Type away.
เครื่องคอม
ที่จริงเปิดได้นะคะ
เครื่องคอมไม่ดีกว่า
ก็ได้ค่ะ
เราทำงานง่ายกว่า
ใช่โดยคอมพิวเตอร์เปิดได้แล้วก็ถ้าเข้า Google Classroom คอมพิวเตอร์อย่างเช่นของหนู
ไปเข้าตรงไหน
เวลาเข้าใช่ไหมคะเข้า Google แล้วก็พิมพ์ว่า Google Classroom ไปเลย
แล้วมันคือแบบนี้
ใช่ค่ะใช่เนี่ยค่ะ
แล้วคันนี้พี่จะมาวางบนเดสก์ท็อปล่ะ
อ๋อหมายถึง
จะเอาตรงนี้มาวางที่หน้าเดสก์ท็อป
ไม่ได้ค่ะเพราะอันนี้มันอยู่บนเบราว์เซอร์ใช่ค่ะพอมันก็จะขึ้นจะขึ้นแบบนี้จะแค่กดเข้าไป
ดูตัวคนได้
ใช่ค่ะอย่างสมมติ
Okay, still waiting for the
ก็
others
จะ
to
ขึ้น
join.
ตรงนี้
ใช่เวลา
ใช่ไหมคะสมมติว่า
ส่งกี่คนไม่ส่งกี่คน
ใช่ใช่สมมติว่าของเช่นที่
นี่มันเข้ามาแล้วมันถามว่าไม่มีงานมีรายถาม
ใช่เพราะว่าที่จะไม่ได้ลงมีไม่ได้ลงอะไรเลย
ใช่
เนี่ยค่ะอย่างเช่นสมมติอันนี้หนูลงมาแล้วลงมาไม่เต็มเลยสมมติว่าถ้าเป็นที่นักเรียนจะต้องส่งมา
ของพี่ต้องส่งไปพิมพ์ให้เอกสารคือเขาจะส่งแต่พิ
ใช่
มพ์
ค่ะถ้าสมมตินักเรียนส่งกลับมาเนี่ยก็กดเข้าไปที่ดูเหมือนได้เลยมันก็จะขึ้นให้ว่าส่งมาแล้วแล้วก็จะมีไฟล์ที่นักเรียนส่งมาเพื่อเช็คจากนี้ได้เลยจะส่งมาให้อันนี้คือที่นักเรียนส่งมาให้แต่เนี่ยเครื่องก็ยังไม่ได้ลงไปให้นักเรียนเพราะว่าที่ลงไป
Okay, I'm just sending out some Google Forms to you, so we'll check and do that later. We're going to use that as part of the lesson.
Okay, I'm sorry.
อยู่
ถ้าอยู่ในคอม
Okay.
Alright. There we go. So you can see the PowerPoint now,
Yeah.
and maybe me too. Okay, sorry about that.
ห้องหน้า
อ๋ออันนี้หนูจะเป็นนักเรียนหนูจะให้งานไม่ได้
I think
แต่
just
ถ้าเป็น
one
อันนี้
more
อัน
to
นี้คือ
send
เป็นห้อง
out.
ของหนูที่หนูเป็นห้องในห้องนี้ค่ะกดไปที่งานใช้เรียน
Okay, so don't look at those yet, but you should have
ใส่ชื่องาน
received
ก็คือถ้าเป็นงานคือถ้าเป็นอันที่
a Google form.
จะแชร์เป็นอัน
So today then, we'll start now. We're going to look at radio advertisements, 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 adverts, ads, something like that. So you can say that in a number of ways, but the proper way is advertisement or advertisements.
อ๋อมีทางพิคอมใช่ไหมงั้นขั้นแรกที่ต้องไปที่
Let's go.
พิคอมแล้วก็
Alright then, so what is the purpose of a radio advertisement? It's to sell the product, right? To sell a product or service. For example, A is better than B because. The other purpose is to appeal to a specific audience. So here you're thinking about a target audience. Another word for specific is target, which they use in business. And another purpose is to make whatever is advertised something that you want, so something that is desirable, or that you start to think about and that you want. And then finally, it's to convince you, to change your mind, and then to convince you to spend some money, right, and to buy something. So that's the whole idea of advertisements, to create the desire. So let's continue on then. Basically to inform. Adverts give you lots of specs and details about different products and services, and then because you hear them again and again, it reminds you, and then ultimately it's to persuade you to change your mind to buy something, as we said. Alright, so that's what we're looking at today. So companies use many different techniques to persuade customers and or consumers. Consumers are people who just buy something. Some techniques are language-based, but most or many are visual. So if you think about, what's your favorite advert, you'll probably think of an advert that's on the TV or an advert that's on the internet that you can remember. Okay, but as far as the language is concerned, the language that they use well-chosen adjectives, puns. Puns is like a play on words. Alliteration, exaggeration, repetition, rhetorical questions, commands, do this, do that, slogans, and slogans are basically catchy phrases. So we're going to look at these in a bit more detail now. Before we do that, let's have a look at some adjectives. Because there's a short amount of time for each of the adverts, then the language needs to be persuasive and it needs to be concise. So it's very much a challenge to get all that information into just maybe 1 minute or less than a minute, something like that. Okay, and that's doubly so for something like a radio advertisement, because you don't have the visual impact that TV or internet media can provide. So let's have a look. What language-based techniques are used for this type of thing? So first one, alliteration. Let's give a definition. So alliteration, so we know what we're talking about. Alliteration is when two words close to each other, so it don't have to be the first word you read and then the second. It could be just close to each other, which start with the same letter. For example then, you could have something like, cheap chicken or beautiful burgers. So we've got this same letter at the start of each of the words. Okay, so that's alliteration. Does that remind you of something like tongue twisters? She sells seashells by the seashore. Say that quickly. She sells seashells by the seashore. You could have another one. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick. So these are all tongue twisters, right? And they're quite fun to do. But the reason why we do this is to make it more memorable. So, for example, companies use this so that you can remember the name of their company pretty easily, or it could be a product, or it could be a service that they provide. So, for example, then, can you think of a drink that begins, that has two words and begins with the letter C for both of those? Also, I'm sure you can do that quite easy. The next one is DD, so what food company or food provider can you think of that you've seen in the malls and shopping centres that begins with DD? And then the third one, another food company, KK. Oh, Coca-Cola, yes, well done, very good. I think that's probably it. And then the final one is to do with transport. So what transport company or what service has the name that begins with A and then A? Alright, yeah, it looks like we've got a few correct answers coming in. Cool. So I'll give you a minute to have a think about that. Alright, first one then, Coca-Cola. You said that already, so very good. Yeah, very good. DD, did anybody get DD? Yes, okay. That's Dunkin' Donuts. KK. Oh, good. Yeah, we've got a few good ones there. Krispy Kreme, Kit Kat, very good. And then finally, the transport company, we've got Air Asia, so yeah, well done. Could be American Airlines, that's another one, something like that. All right, so that's alliteration. Next up then is exaggeration. So what is exaggeration? It's just saying something, excuse me, that is much better or much worse than it actually is. So for example, it's the most fun you will ever have in your life. This is the kind of exaggeration because you can't really claim that to be a fact unless you are there. So it's the most fun you will ever have in your life. Who knows what's after that experience? Okay, so you're exaggerating a little bit. It could also be it's the greatest of all time. Something like that. So this is exaggeration. All right, next one is when you repeat a word to emphasize it, to give it some kind of significance. So you're emphasizing something, and this is called repetition. So repeating the same word again and again. An example would be, it's a big, big, big sale. So big, big, big. This is an example of repetition. Alrighty, next up then. This is rhetorical question. And that is a question that you don't need to answer, but makes you think about something a little bit more. So it grabs your attention and you start to think about it. So an example for this, are you ready for something new? Are you ready for something new in your life? And other examples might be, what is life without, something else, whatever word you want to put there. What is life without love? Then another example, are you hungry for success? So these are all questions that make you think a little bit deeper about your life options, right, or lifestyle, and get you to question it a little bit. So that's how you can grab people's attention. Another technique might be just saying something directly. So this is known as a command. So it could be like, buy it today, don't miss out. That like fear of missing out on an opportunity to buy something which is cheap or good value for money. So don't miss out, buy it today. All right, and then we've got slogans. So what is a slogan? I'm sure you're already familiar, some of you, with what that is. But really it's a group of words or a phrase that's very memorable. And you can usually associate it with a company. So an example of this would be open happiness, which is Coca-Cola. It's like a play on words because of course you can open a can, so open the can of happiness, and also like open happiness, happiness for all. Another example you may have heard of, something like this. This is a phrase, because you're worth it. I don't know if you know which one that is. Okay, so some of these phrases are just to make you think about the product when you hear those particular words or phrases, because they stick in your mind. Alright. So slogans from the study, what kind of adjectives did they use? I hope you can see that. It's a little bit interesting because this is taking a lot of different slogans from different places and then coming up with adjectives that occur a lot of times. So where it occurs twice, you can see that we have words like good, beautiful, real, better, best, great, pure, these kinds of words. I wrote that. Big mistake here. Should be more than twice there, more than once. And then we have these ones, which are bigger, biggest, clean, colourful, favourite, new, simple, whole. And then we get words which have only been used once at one time. And these are a bit more powerful, really. They're stronger adjectives. So like absolute, advanced, healthy, sustainable, ultimate. These are all words which are stronger. Okay, so that's slogans. And there's a quick recap for you so you know each of the ones we just talked about. Okay, so we've got alliteration, exaggeration, repetition, rhetorical questions, commands, and slogans, which are just really catchy phrases, taglines, something like that. Right then, so I've sent each of you a Google form on your group chat. So check your phones and then open up the form and then we'll have a look at the questions in just a moment. So I'll give you a little bit of time to open that up. Can you see your Google Forms? Okay. All right then, so in your own words then, think about what we've just spoken about. Define alliteration. So have a go at doing that yourself, and then just type that into the form. Don't forget to put your name on there, by the way. Also, you'd have to put your class number, so whatever it is. I'll give you an example, 6 line, and then your number, whatever that might be, 23. So, name and number. Alright, so define alliteration. And then question number 2, what is exaggeration? Give a meaning for exaggeration. So just go ahead and type that in. Write it on the form. Question number 3. Define rhetorical question. What is a rhetorical question? What does it do? A rhetorical question. Okay, and then question number 4, define a slogan. So what is a slogan? And then if you like, you can give an example for that one. For extra points. Okay. Alright, so that's questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now we're going to listen to a radio advertisement. I know this is on the form, so don't worry if you can't hear it. But we're going to play an advert. We're going to play an advert now. And then you need to answer those questions. So what is the advert for? And then what is the adjective noun combination? So what do they use to make you think about a feature, a thing, a characteristic about that product or service? Alright, so here we go. We're going to listen to the advert, so think about those questions whilst you listen. Play this. Play this 2 times for you. So we play this 2 times.
See the bold new expression of sporty style. Hear the amazing quietness of a truly luxurious cabin. Feel the exceptional horsepower and amazing torque, and experience greater acceleration than ever before. Behold, the most powerful sedan in its class. The new Toyota Camry. Real power, absolute performance. Discover the new Camry at toyota.com.my.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's think about those two questions. But some useful words for you that they mentioned in there are horsepower, torque, and acceleration. So horsepower, torque, acceleration. Okay, and then remember that for the adjective noun combination, you might have an adjective like, real, incredible. Okay, and then that's followed by a noun. So let's listen to it again and see if you can pick those out.
See the bold new expression of sporty style. Hear the amazing quietness of a truly luxurious cabin. Feel the exceptional horsepower and amazing torque, and experience greater acceleration than ever before. Behold, the most powerful sedan in its class. The new Toyota Camry. Real power, absolute performance. Discover the new Camry at toyota.com.my.
Okay then, so what is the adverb for? And then give an example of one, just one. There are many, but give an example of just one of the adjective noun combinations or adjective noun chunks. They chunk two words together to give you something. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of time to write down your answers. Some of these are multiple choice. All right, so moving on to the next question, question 6a and 6b. So listen to the advert and then tell me what is the slogan, what the slogan is, and then also listen for the words to make a sub that's what. You're looking for the 4 words that come after. Okay, so let's have a listen to this one.
Here's to choice, to making your voice be heard, to getting exactly what you want, especially when you eat. At Subway restaurants, you choose your freshly baked bread, meats, cheese, and veggies to make a sub that's just right for you. Come in and create yours today. Subway, eat fresh.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the slogan? And then did you manage to pick up the words that came after the word, these group of words here, which is to make, after these group of words, to make a sub that's what? Well, word 1, word 2, word 3, word 4. Okay, listen again.
Here's to choice, to making your voice be heard, to getting exactly what you want, especially when you eat. At Subway restaurants, you choose your freshly baked bread, meats, cheese, and veggies to make a sub that's just right for you. Come in and create yours today. Subway, eat fresh.
Okay, so there we go. That's advert number 2. Let's have a look at the next one. This is the final adverts, the questions 7a and 7b. And then you have to find out what is the advertisement, what is the advertisement for, and then also what information can you get using this service or product.
Are you sure we should be out here? It's pretty cloudy. Come on, that'll pass. Really? I don't know. Let's just swing. I'm holding a swing. Bob.
Whoa. Looks like someone could have used Yahoo OneSearch on his mobile phone. Try Yahoo OneSearch and get news, sports, even weather. Get better results. Text weather and your zip code to 92466. Be a better golfer. Yahoo! Standard carrier text messaging rates apply.
Okay, so think about those two questions.
You can answer. I you answer.
You missed that. All right. Okay, we'll go back to that. All right, so listen one more time for that one.
Are you sure we should be out here? It's pretty cloudy. Come on, that'll pass. Really? I don't know. Let's just swing. I'm holding a swing. Bob.
Whoa. Looks like someone could have used Yahoo OneSearch on his mobile phone. Try Yahoo OneSearch and get news, sports, even weather. Get better results. Text weather and your zip code to 92466. Be a better golfer. Yahoo! Standard carrier text messaging rates apply.
So yeah, to help you there, we've got some useful words. To swing. To swing is when you take a hit of the golf ball with your golf club. Okay, so to swing. All right, so you had some questions there. Alliteration is just when you have two words that begin with the same letter, right? Alliteration. So usually two words that follow each other that begin with the same letter.
You want me to add?
Okay.
You want?
If you couldn't hear or couldn't listen properly to the adverts, then you can actually listen to that on Google Forms. There's a link to those very same adverts. So go ahead and answer those.
Oh.
And then we'll just kind of finish up with talking a little bit more about adjective and noun combinations. So we already found or discovered about this, went over this in the previous lesson. We were talking about this for words that are related to graphs. So here we're talking about advertising, and you get chunks of words which go together for advertising. This one again.
And I understood it because I don't understand too.
Okay. So, all right. What does that mean? Answer is a meaning, or is it an example? Or are we?
Room 6.
Answer room 6. We're not sure what the question means. What do you mean by that? I'll come back to it as well.
Yeah.
All right. So, for the noun combinations, these are also we described them before as chunks, right? Chunks. They're things that naturally go together, like, for example, like, what was the example before? Big deal, right? It's no big deal. Sorry. Or something like real deal. These are words that tend to fit together naturally, and that you hear in everyday language. So, here's some more examples. We've got real, great, absolute, exceptional. You may have heard that in one of the adverts that we just listened to. And then you have nouns. So nouns could be powerful words like power, freedom, pride, reliability. These types of words. And then putting those together, so you're adding one to another one, you might end up with quite a powerful combination. So exceptional power, it's quite a strong couple of words, isn't it? A chunk, quite a strong chunk. You have real reliability. This is another example of alliteration, right? Okay, so that's basically it. That brings us to the end of this one. So make sure you fill out those forms and then submit them. But before we do that, let's just go over what we talked about today. In the next lesson, we're going to continue this theme and look at some things in a little bit more detail. And I think you can all guess where this is leading. It's going towards an assignment, but it's not too difficult of an assignment. So what do we look at today? Number one was we looked at emotive language. You know, how that makes you feel a certain way. So that could be like happy or sad or hungry. And this grabs your attention. Then we looked at number two, which was techniques. So a technique would be the language-based techniques that you hear often on TV and radio or internet media. So it's things like exaggeration. Exaggeration example might be, better than the best. But that doesn't really make sense, does it? Better than the best, is that possible? Logically, it doesn't make sense. So it could be better than all the rest. So this is something you could use in your own assignments that might include creating a slogan. What about other techniques such as rhetorical questions? Well, you could have something like, struggling with English grammar. You might hear that on the radio. And then it might continue on and say something like, no need, the new Grammar-Wise app has all the experts who do your homework for you. So these are like trying to catch your attention, grab your attention, and make you think about the product or service that is being offered. Okay, and then finally, number three today, which we looked at, was we had an opportunity to listen to a few examples. Okay, and then answer some questions on that. Alrighty, so that's the end of today's lesson. Don't forget, any questions? You can ask me any questions now if you like. Don't forget to submit the form then. So if you submit that, I'll be able to give you some kind of score. And then well done. So if you have any questions about the form, please just let me know now. Hopefully you can open it. No, it doesn't seem to be any questions. Great, okay. That's fantastic. All right, so like I said, we will continue the next time with a continuation of this. I'm going to look at it in a bit more detail to help you with this. It's not a big task, a small task that you can do in groups. Okay, so that will be something that's in store for you next time. Bye-bye for now, everyone. Sawadee krap.
Thank you.
Start something to talk.
ถ้ามีปัญหาอะไรในวิชานี้นะครับเข้าไปถามมาสเตอร์แล้วก็มิดกิ๊กนะครับมิดเกษสุดาได้ที่ Google Classroom นะครับว่าสงสัยอะไรหรือต้องการอะไรนะครับมาสเตอร์จะไปตอบคำถามที่นั่นนะครับสวัสดีครับ